Open your book to page 289. Let's start with number 1. Number 1, you have inverse sine of 0. Whenever you have inverse sine, means you're looking for an angle. So you always want to draw the triangle. So this is 0 over 1. So the vertical is 0, hypotenuse is 1, so it's going to be over here. Therefore, the angle of this picture is equal to 0. So 0 would be your answer. And let's go to number 3. You have an arc, cosine of square root 3 over 2. So to draw your picture, cosine is a horizontal, and the 2 is the hypotenuse. So this is going to be your 30 degrees. But the instruction is that find the exact real number. Real number means you have to use a radian. So this is pi. This is going to be equal to pi over 6. Okay. So again, you use the ratio to draw a triangle and figure out the angle from that. Okay, number 5. Inverse 10 of 1. So again, you put into fraction 1 over 1. So it's 1 square root of 2. So this is going to be a 45 degrees, but in radian, this would be pi over 4. So you can use this number to draw your triangle to figure out your angle. Inverse function means the angle. Number 7, your inverse cosine of 1/2. So horizontal is 1, and hypotenuse is 2. So this is going to be equal to pi over 3. Okay. Let's go to number 17. You have an arc cosine of negative 1/2. It's very similar to that, but it's negative. So it'd be negative 1 over 2. Okay, so this is going to be equal to 2 pi over 3. Okay, let's go to 19. Inverse 10 of negative 1. Again, you can put it in the fraction. Now, with the tangent, you have to be careful. Okay, with the tangent, you don't know if the negative is with the top or the bottom. So you have to kind of figure out your quadrant first. The inverse function for tangent, the negative is going to be down here. Okay, so inverse tangent is quadrant 1 and 4. So it can be 1, 1. So the negative go with the vertical. So in this case, you're going to get negative pi over 4. So what's your quadrant? Okay, let's go to 21. You have inverse sine of negative square root 3 over 2. So inverse sine is going to be in quadrant 2. Okay, so it's going to be a quadrant 4. Inverse sine is quadrant 4. Okay, so it's going to be negative square root of 3 and over 2. So this is going to be 1. So this is going to be equal to negative pi over 3. Okay, number 23. Inverse cosine of negative square root 3 over 2. So inverse cosine negative is going to be in quadrant 2. So you're going to get negative square root 3 over here and 2. So this is going to give you negative 2 pi. This is the low angle, so it's going to give you 5 pi over 6. So this is going to be the 30 degrees. So you kind of have to know your positions on the circle. Okay, 25. Your sine of inverse sine of negative 0.6. So from here, what you do is you can make this into over 1. So draw the triangle on this one first. Okay, so negative is going to be down here. So it's going to be negative 0.6 over 1. And so this is a theta. So remember, inverse function is a theta, right? So you can think of it as sine theta. So now you have to figure out sine theta. So look at this picture. So you don't even need to figure out the cosine. By looking at this picture, okay, you can see that this one, the number does not change. So equal to negative 0.6, and that's it. Now what happens is that because sine and cosine, they are inverse of each other, so basically they cancel out. Okay? But the things you have to watch out for is you have to watch for the quadrants. Okay? And watch out for the things that are not defined. So if you're not sure what you do, just go and draw the picture and just work it out. Okay? Number 27, you have cosine of inverse sine of negative square root 2 over 2. So again, this is your angle theta or angle A. Doesn't matter what you call it. So if you call it theta, you can call it A. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to use different letters to get used to different letters. So you're looking for cosine A. So from here you have to draw your picture first. So it's negative square root 2 over 2. And so here's your angle A, and this will be square root of 2. So now you look at this picture, you have to figure out the cosine of that picture. So cosine is this over this. So this will equal to square root of 2 over 2. So make sure you get the regular function and inverse function kind of sorted out. Don't get confused between the two. Inverse function is an angle. Regular function is a ratio or a number. Okay, let's go to number 29. Yeah, tangent of inverse sine of 2 over 3. Okay, so again, this is your tangent of, this is your angle A. So you're looking for tangent A. So sine is positive, it's going to be over here, so it'll be 2 over 3. Use your Pythagorean Theorem, this is going to be square root of 5. So now you have to look at this picture, look at this triangle to look for tangent A. So tangent A is sine over cosine. So this will be equal to 2 over square root of 5. Okay. Now normally you don't want to put a square root in the bottom, but since the answer in the book use that, so I'm going to just accept that. Okay. Okay, let's go to 31. Cosine of inverse tangent of negative 2. So again, this angle is the inverse tangent is an angle. So this is your angle A. So you're looking for cosine of A. So go and draw a triangle and mix it into a fraction, negative 2 over 1. So this is negative 2 over 1, right? Sine over cosine. So this will be square root of 5, and that's your angle A. Right? Again, tangent is sine over cosine, the vertical over horizontal. Now, after you've done that, now you have to look at this picture to figure out cosine of A. So cosine is this over this, right? So this will equal to 1 over square root of 5. Okay. Okay, let's go to 41. So 41 is same as number 17, okay? Except now you're doing the degree. So you do exactly the same thing. You have theta equal to arc cosine of negative 1 over 2. So it's going to be negative 1 over 2. And so this angle is going to be 120 degrees. So you have to pay attention if they ask you for the degree or the real number. Real number means is, real number means radian. Okay, like this one. If you look at number 17, right here. Okay. So if you look at 17, right, they are exactly the same thing, right? Okay. So real number means is in radian. Degree means is in degree. And write it carefully, so it's more clear. Okay. And number 19, 43 is same as 19. Okay. If you look at 43, you got theta equal to inverse tangent of negative 1. Right? So again, it's the same thing. But now you have to do it in degrees, right? Okay, so let's go and do that. So you can put it 1 over 1, negative 1 over 1. So inverse tangent negative is in this quadrant over here. So it would be negative 1 sine over cosine. So it would be square root of 2. So you know that it's going to be 45 degrees, right, over here. So your theta is going to be equal to negative 45 degrees, right, because it's going this way. Okay, let's go to 45. (45) is same as 21. So you have theta equal to inverse sine of negative square root 3 over 2. Okay, so you can draw your picture. So you got negative square root 3 over 2. So this is 1. So your reference angle alpha is 60. But your theta is the angle from here. So you're going to be negative 60 degrees. Okay, let's go to 47. Here theta equal to arc sine of tangent of 60 degrees. So from here, first you have to draw this picture over here. So 60 degrees is over here. That's your 60 degrees. So this would be square root of 3. So it would be 1 square root 3, 2, right? So that's the picture, okay? And so from tangent, you can see tangent is sine over cosine, so it's going to be square root 3 over 1. So theta equal to arc sine of square root 3 over 1. Right? So you can, from here, from this, you draw the triangle to figure what this is equal to. Now once you've done that, this is gone. Okay, so you're done with that already. So don't look at this anymore. So from here, to figure out this angle, you have to draw your triangle based on this. So draw your triangle. So your vertical is square root 3, hypotenuse is 1. You can see that this is impossible because you have the vertical is square root 3 is 1.7. So you got vertical is longer than hypotenuse. So this is impossible. So it's undefined. Okay, let's go to 49. You have theta equal to inverse cosine of negative 60 degrees. So cosine of negative 60 degrees is right over here. So it would be 1, 2, square root 3, negative. Okay. So from here, you draw the triangle to, remember, function is a number. So from this, you have to figure out the number. So cosine would be horizontal of hypotenuse. So this is equal to 1 over 2. Okay. Okay, so now you have to figure out this. So you're done with this now. So now you have to draw this picture. So inverse cosine of 1 over 2. So it's going to be right over here. So it'll be 1 over 2. And so by looking at this picture, you can see that theta, in this case, theta is going to equal to 60 degrees. Okay. So there are two different subway triangles. Notice there are different quadrants, right? So that's when you have to. So that's why you have to pay close attention. So in some cases they don't cancel out, okay, but in this case they do. So they cancel out. Okay. Okay, let's go to 61. Number 61, you have sine of arc cosine of 1/2 plus arc sine of negative 1. Okay, so remember, as soon as you see the inverse function, that's the angle right away. So what you want to do right away is convert this into your angle A plus B. Okay, so that's your angle A, that's your angle B. So right away, as soon as you see inverse function, go and change into the angle. Okay, so you don't get confused. And you do the expansion. So this is equal to sine A cosine B plus sine B cosine A. So now you need to get two triangles. You need to get triangle A and triangle B. Okay. So let's go and do it over here. So for the triangle A is arc cosine of 1/2 So it's going to be 1, 2, square root of 3, and this is going to be the angle A. Okay, for the B, put it over here. So its sine is -1, so it's going to be right over here. Okay, so this is your B. Okay, so that's going to start to evaluate. So sine A, you look at this picture over here, so it's going to be square root of 3 over 2. Cosine of B is 0. Cosine is horizontal. Now you got sine B is going to equal to -1. Cosine A is 1/2. And so this, you multiply, so this cancel out, so answer is equal to -1/2. Okay. Okay, let's go to 63. Yeah, sine of 2 inverse sine of -4/5. So as soon as you see inverse function, right away that's an angle, so this is equal to sine of 2a. Right? So again, inverse function means an angle. So if you do the conversion right away, then it's not too confusing. So now you have to do expansion. So this is equal to 2 sine A cosine A. So you have to use this to draw your triangle. So sine is negative, so it's quadrant 4. So that's your A. So it's -4/5. So your usual Pythagorean theorem. So this would be a 3, right? 3, 4, 5 triangle, right? So this is equal to 2 times, okay, sine A. Sine is vertical over hypotenuse, so it would be -4/5. Cosine is horizontal over hypotenuse, so it would be 3/5. You multiply out. This will give you -24/25. Okay, let's go to 65. You have cosine of arc tangent of 2 plus arc sine of 1/3. So again, when you have inverse function, right away, that's your angle. So this is equal to cosine A plus B. Then you have to use your expansion, use your identity. So this is equal to cosine A, cosine B minus sine A, sine B. So you need to know your identities. Now to evaluate, you need to use this to draw your triangle. So you need to get triangle A. So you put this as 2/1. Okay, so it would be sine is 2, right? Sine over cosine, vertical over horizontal. So this is your A, so it would be square root of 5. Okay, now for the B, it's going to be 1/3. So this is the B. And use your Pythagorean theorem. This is going to be 2 square root of 2 is square root of 8, right? You have 3 square minus 1 square give you square root of 8, and take the square, you get square root of 8. So again, use your Pythagorean theorem. So now you can substitute everything. So cosine A is 1/square root of 5, and cosine B is 2 square root of 2/3 minus sine A is 2/square root of 5. Sine B is 1/3. And if you notice, when you do it correctly, you should have a common denominator. So this is equal to 2 square root of 2 minus 2/3 square root of 5. Okay, and that's it. So the book have this kind of answer, so I'm going to allow it. But usually try to not to have the radical in the denominator. Okay, let's go to 67. You have tangent of inverse sine of 1/4 minus inverse cosine of 1/4. again, right away, as soon as you see inverse function, that's your angle already. Okay, so this is equal to tangent of A minus B. So when you expand that, this is going to be equal to tangent A minus tangent B over 1 plus tangent A tangent B. So now you have to draw your triangle to get the values. So for the angle A, right, for the angle A is 1 over 4. So it'd be 1 over 4. So this is square root of 15, and that's for the angle. Make sure you label your A and the B. Okay? So this is 1 over 4. So 1 over 4. So this will be square root of 15, and this is the B. So make sure you label your A and the B so you know which is angle A, which is angle B. So that way when you substitute, you don't look the wrong triangle. So tangent of A, so you have to look over here. So tangent is sine over cosine, so it'll be 1 over square root of 15. Tangent B is square root of 15 over 1 plus tangent A times tangent B. Okay, so from here you can see that this one you're going to end up with what you want to do is you can go ahead and notice this cancel out. Okay, so it becomes over 2. So you got 1 over square root of 15 minus square root of 15 over 1 over 2. Now when you have complex fraction, to simplify, you multiply everything by the common denominator. So multiply by square root of 15, square root of 15, multiply by square root of 15. So this is going to be equal to 1 minus 15 over 2 square root of 15. So you got negative 14 over 2 square root of 15. So equal to negative 7 over square root of 15. Okay. Again, if you have square on the bottom, I will accept that because that's what they have in the book. But normally, you try not to have a square root on the bottom. Okay, let's go to 69. Yeah, sine of arc tangent of negative 2 over 2. So again, as soon as you see the inverse function, that's the angle. So this is equal to sine of, I'm going to use angle A over, so this is angle A over 2. Okay. And so that's going to be a half angle formula. So this is going to equal to plus or minus square root of 1 minus cosine of A over 2. So now you're going to draw the triangle based on this number over here. So I'm going to put negative 2 over 1. And so it's going to be right over here. So it'll be negative 2 over 1. And so this would be square root of 5, and this is A. So now you're going to put everything in here. Okay. Now, you know that this angle is over here, so half of them, the sine of, so this is angle A, but the A over 2, since here's your angle A, so angle A over 2 is going to be the same quadrant, right? Half of that is going to be like about over here. So from this, you know that sine is going to be negative. So you need to figure out where this is to figure if it's plus or minus. So again, here's your angle A, so half of that is A over 2. So if you half of that, again, it's going to be still in quadrant 4. So sine is going to be negative. So it's going to be a negative from this. Okay. So 1 minus. So cosine A, cosine is 1, is a horizontal over hypotenuse. So it'll be 1 over square root of 5 over 2. And again, when you have a complex fraction, you multiply everything by common denominator. So multiply by square root of 5, square root of 5, square root of 5. So this is equal to negative square root of 5 minus 1 over 2 square root of 5. Okay. And in this case, you got too many square roots. So what the book did is they multiplied by square root of 5 again. Okay, so they multiply by square root of 5 again. And so you end up with negative 5 minus square root of 5 over 10. And that's the book answer.